At the recent NJ Transit board meeting, I was struck by Mr. G, an 85-year-old businessman who stood up to the podium, addressed the board members, and asked for justice.
But it's wrong with what you've done. And I'm asking for justice.
Mr. G says NJ Transit owes him over $1 million for forcing him out of his restaurant at the Atlantic City bus terminal because they wanted to reconfigure the space. I caught up with Mr. G at his restaurant in Patterson. There, Mr. G showed me an arbitrator's recommendation that NJ Transit pay him over $1.3 million. But a judge ultimately refused to recognize it.
There was an agreement that if I should give them my keys, if I should let them store my equipment in a safe place so they could reinstall it in the new restaurant.
To add insult to injury, Mr. G continued to receive NJ Transit rent bills even though he wasn't allowed to use the space at the Atlantic City bus terminal. I reached out to NJ Transit for comment and was told that the executive director would be discussing this matter with the board of directors. Mr. G hopes that NJ Transit will do the right thing and honor the arbitrator's recommendation made 10 years ago.
I was well worth more than $3 or $4 million. My accountant would verify that. And after that, a devastating blow put me out of business, promising to put me back in. And at that point, I had no income. I had to spend all the income that I had. And now I am devastated.
Has he been pestering them and hammering them for 10 years? Like asking for their letters, is there a trail, or did he just decide now? I mean, 10 years is a long time, even for NJ Transit to ignore you.
Mr. G tried to settle this privately. He tried to use an arbitrator. He tried to take it to court. He tried to use the legal system. And in his opinion, it failed him. So now he's left at the age of 85 to literally come to the board meeting and speak to the board members directly.
Is the government saying anything? I mean, the governor was pretty distracted by his fail on the book deal, but maybe he'll have something to weigh in on this. I mean, you know, NJ Transit has this partnership with the government. You'd think that there'd be somebody in Trenton that this guy could appeal to.
I'm 85 years old. I get up every morning at 5 o'clock, and I'm still going out to try to earn a living, and I think that's unfair.